Hey kids, you're listening to a couple of annoyed grunt boys, and this is the 138th Simpsons podcast. That's right, we are the Simpsons podcast that discusses the beloved animated series The Simpsons from seasons 11 and beyond, and the newest when available. Why do we do it this way? Well, plenty of other podcasts have discussed the Golden Age, that be seasons 1 through 10, and you know what? We've already discussed season 11, so hey, we're doing it from 12 and beyond now. And I say we because I don't do this alone. I'm just one annoyed grunt boy named Craig. With me, as always, is the other annoyed grunt boy,
Steve. Hello, Craig.
Hello, Steve. All right. It's been a while, but I think we need to dip into like comments from YouTube or go to some fan mail. And, we've been kind of negligent on that sort of path, especially the YouTube comments. I haven't really read them in a while, so I'm nervous about reading YouTube comments. That's all.
It's scary. I understand.
I don't need us hosts to hear non-critique comments. Like if you just type, "You guys suck" or "annoying," that doesn't help us. We know that.
Yes, we're aware.
If you're a fan who gave us constructive criticism in the past or told us that maybe do something like this, I like that. Like super fan, like number one fan. Shout out to Timothy. I think he helped us along the way when we started this podcast.
Yeah.
So I always appreciate him, and I hope he's doing all right over in Minnesota. So hang in there, buddy.
Yeah, we're all Minnesotans here now.
Yes.
Yeah.
But let's go to, let's do some email real quick. We got an email here from a friend of the show, Dave Gibson. He just asked us, hey, doughboys. Annoyed grunt boys. He knows how to say it right. He's talking about the newest episode, and I think at the time he was talking about the Fall Guy, and of course, that was the last newest episode, right? With what's his name, Bubble Man.
Yeah.
We love that episode. Did you not listen to the podcast?
I think maybe that over in Ireland they maybe get episodes at a different time, perhaps.
Okay, you're right. I apologize, but it's just, probably one of our favorite episodes of the new season.
Maybe he's getting episodes before we are.
Yeah, maybe. We love Ireland. And we hope to live there and not in this country.
Yeah, because our country's awful.
He also mentioned a cartoon that I have never heard of called Hell of a Boss and Has-Been Hotel. And he says, fantastic. Have you heard of Hell of a Boss?
I hadn't, but looking at it, it looks like it's on Amazon Prime, and it looks like it's an adult animated musical black comedy web series created by Vivian Vizipop Medrano. And it seems like it involves the misadventures of the employees of IMP, a company in hell that offers...
Oh, sorry, Steve, what are you?
IMP? You got me. I'm urine. A company in hell that offers hitman services in the realm of the living. It sounds like a lot of fun, actually, so I might actually check this out.
Yeah, it sounds a lot more fun than Demon Slayer pop star band movie.
Yes, and it's actually in the realm of Has-Been Hotel, which is another animated adult musical black comedy series created by the same creator. So yeah, this all sounds like actually a lot of fun, something different. Looks like there's 16 episodes of Has-Been Hotel and 21 episodes plus a pilot of Hell of a Boss. So I think I might check these out because that seems very non-daunting. Like if you're like, hey, you should watch this anime. There's 400 episodes, or like, hey, watch all the Simpsons over the weekend. I can't do that, but I can do this.
Yeah, it's got good reviews here on IMDb, so it's no slouch. I'm not familiar with the voice cast.
It's got Mara Wilson from our childhood, from Mrs. Doubtfire.
Is this for Has-Been Hotel? I was looking at Hell of a Boss.
This is for Hell of a Boss.
Okay, well, Has-Been Hotel. Now we got Stephanie Beatrice.
Oh, I love
David.
her.
Yeah. So those are some good names there. Yeah.
Oh, geez.
Do we have to watch Has-Been Hotel first? Which one's first? Because the same.
Yeah, I think Has-Been Hotel is first.
Okay.
Also, I didn't know this. I'm going down a weird wormhole. I'm sorry. Mara Wilson, who, like I say, is from Mrs. Doubtfire and Miracle on 34th Street. Her cousin by marriage is Ben Shapiro.
Interesting. Didn't she live with, like, wasn't she Matilda?
Yeah.
Yeah, and like Danny DeVito, and Rhea Perlman, who produced that movie, pretty much. I remember reading the trivia, like her mother was like dying of cancer, and the DeVitos kind of like took her in.
Yeah, she is
in time.
On the better side of childhood stardom, and yeah, I think that the Perlman DeVito family was a big help with that.
All right. Well, hey, great recommendation, David. We'll have to check that out. That sounds fun. Now, Steve, on to the scary part. Do you have the YouTube comments pulled up there on your page?
I do.
All right. And what's interesting, too, is like the comments from recent, and this is really what I hoped about when we put it on YouTube, is we got a lot of listeners there, and they're watching the episodes at random that they're watching. So the first comment we have, is the most recent comment, is from episode 74 of ours, which was a long time ago. And it was from Marge versus Singles, Seniors, Childless Couples, and Teen. And the person just commented on at a timestamps of quotes of Marge, "Oh no, it's raining." And they just enjoy the quote, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, acknowledgement of weather is always fun.
I like this one from our episode 99, Holidays of Future Past. And the person wrote in all caps, "This episode totally predicted your own light show, like how Lisa was staring at the sky admiring the stars until they suddenly rearranged into ads." But all caps, so I didn't say it in the yelling way.
I appreciate that.
Again, nothing scary yet, so we're good.
Yeah, let's go to from a month ago, from our episode 357, Parahormonal Activity, where commenter Steven6279, not me, wrote, "This was such a great episode, as funny as the first 10 seasons, and I love that Maggie was cute and had such heart. It was so good. Completely agree."
See, this is the kind of comments we like.
Yeah. Another one from that, MDI Grillo says, "I was really hoping this was a new Simpsons, and only to find out it was a one-off. And like if they had stuck around with the 5-year jump." And I agree, that would have been a lot of fun.
Well, I think we even mentioned that in the podcast. And like, how cool would it be if there was a Simpsons spinoff with them as teenagers, much like how they did the Rugrats all grown up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Another comment from that one from Carrie Gilgorfic 9758 says, "Too bad they never continued to have Bart and Lisa as a teenager, Maggie 5 years in the future." Same comment, the rest of the Simpsons series becomes, I would like to see what adventure, especially now that Maggie can talk to. I think it's interesting, like these comments agreeing with us, and I think even Reddit liked the episode. I wonder if like Disney has seen these comments and just like, there could be a possibility. Like let's dip into this future. I think we said in the podcast too. It's probably next to the Fall Guy. I think Paranormal Activity is probably my favorite episode of the newest season.
And I think as, we're looking at a new kind of world of The Simpsons and their relationship with Disney, or we're starting to see more episodes air on Disney, I could see this as just being a spin-off episode too, or a spin-off series rather. So, yeah.
A backdoor pilot, as they call it.
Exactly.
This was troubling. It was from episode 181, Double Boy in Trouble, and the comment just says, "Well, damn."
Well, damn indeed. From episode 56, Adventures in Baby Getting, what is the name of the song that is played all along the episode? I'm going to be honest with you, I don't remember.
Yeah, if only we had a phone with an app that can tell us. Like my favorite Zachary Levi character. No, not the purple crayon guy, but Shazam. I like this comment. It's from our 79th episode, Don't Fear the Roofer, which is one of Steve's favorites with, I believe, Brad Garrett's brother. What's his name?
Ray Romano.
There we go, Ray Romano. And this comment is endearing, and I like it. They just said, "I didn't like the episode because Homer's family and friends are treating him like dirt." And yeah, of course they are. That's horrible. He said something was happening. They didn't believe him, but I agree with you. Jordan Campbell 6775.
Nice. And then we got a couple of comments from ESNP12 from 7 months ago. And they mentioned that they've been listening to us since the beginning on Apple Podcasts. Thank you so much. And at that time, we had some issues with Spotify and releasing, and they mentioned how they missed us. And we really appreciate that. And we hope that you're still around listening.
Yeah, I feel like maybe we did talk about it, address that issue. We did definitely But I'm going to end it with this one, and it's from the same time, from Raiden Game Studio Official. Oh no, Raiden Game Studio. What's that?
Raiden, I think is that like is that an 80s like airplane game or it's Raiden a ninja game? I don't remember.
Oh, it's the person's a Roblox content creator. Anyways, the episode in question was from our 110th episode, season 19, episode 8, entitled "Funeral for a Fiend," but they decided to spell correct us with "friend." But that's not the episode title. It's "fiend," not "friend." So we win the internet.
Yes.
Today.
Thank you for all your comments.
Can we just do one more, Steve? It's one down below the fiend one. You can read it off.
This is also from Winter of our Monetized Content, episode 36, season 31, episode 1. Pope Francis has finally died.
All right. We're going to end the comments there. You feel better now? Like,
yeah.
Were you afraid of scariness? I think the only one was no, I think they were all positive.
Yeah. I mean, depends on how you feel about Pope Francis, but yeah.
I feel great because now we finally have Chicago Pope.
Da Pope.
All right, Steve, let's just get on with this week's episode. Let's dive into the year that time forgot, which is the year 2000.
The future, Conan?
Yeah, the future. Steve, let's talk about some the movie and music of the era. What was the number one movie of the box office? Now, don't forget, this aired November 5th, 2000.
Oh, well, the number one movie in the box office was Charlie's Angels.
Yeah. If you were to say what's a 2000s movie, you would say Charlie's Angels.
Very much so. And, you had Charlize Theron. Nope. You had Cameron Diaz.
Right.
Lucy Liu.
Right.
Drew Barrymore?
Correct.
And you had Bill Murray.
Right.
As the titular Charlie until he is replaced by Bernie Mac.
Oh, I thought they were both in the movie.
Maybe. I feel like Bernie Mac had a bigger role in the second one, Full Throttle.
Right. That sounds like a porno name. I just remember was it the third one, like Demi Moore was like the bad guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I remember like everyone was freaking out because like Demi Moore was like in a bikini in the movie and like looked, great.
Right.
Because she was like 45 and like what 45-year-old woman would wear a bikini in a movie?
Oh,
and I'm thinking of now is like, especially Hollywood, like, 45 is, you can still pull that off. I'm saying like when you were in your 40s back then, that said you were too old to be a sex pot.
So what I'm hearing is that at my age, I can still pull off a bikini and be a sex pot.
You got one more year, I think.
Oh, yeah.
See, if I'm a father, I can't talk this way. I'm a father of a daughter. I have a child. She's of that age range of being from born to toddler, Steve.
Of course, yeah. So,
but I get mad. Like I need you to. I say, hey, present yourself over here.
And then she brings a bunch of toys and other stuff, and you're like, no, I just want this individual right here. Yeah,
because I got to go change a diaper or comb their hair. Yes, exactly. What was the hot song of Billboard 100?
Why, it's "Come All Over, Baby." All I want is you.
Wait. What did you say? Come on over. You said come all over, baby.
Oh, calling Dr. Freud. Come on over, baby. All I want is you by Christina Aguilera.
Steve, I feel like your brain isn't working. And you might die the way my mother did.
Jesus.
No, God didn't kill her.
That is motivation to excel. Me past this. Because I do. I'm so embarrassed. Like I'm holding my head right now because it's like there is like a tumor.
You're just adding liquid to the fire, Steve.
Yeah, it's acting as an accelerant because yeah.
The hot rock alternative was
Hemorrhage in My Hands by Fuel. Yeah, I don't want to talk about anything weird with your daughter or any small female child or any male child either, really.
I just want you to take me to some city. What city is that?
The one in Alabama?
Yeah. Anyways, what was the hot country song?
The Little Girl by John Michael Montgomery.
I don't know how that song goes. We could play it, but then we'll get DMC it or whatever it's called. That's why we don't play songs anymore. But if I'm as a country singer, it's going to be like, that little girl in my pickup truck is only 16 years old, so she's legal enough to marry because she's my cousin who's not that old.
Songwriting might not be your forte, or parodies, but I really think sex is. I think that's what you're good at. I've heard, I don't know.
Steve, some people like to play football, some people like to play basketball. That's not my sport.
Right, because Lovin' is your game, and the number one hot dance electric song is Lovin' is Really My Game by Ann Nesby.
Well, I don't know who Ann Nesby is, but that doesn't sound like a dance electric song. It sounds like a poet from 1946 New York.
Yeah, it sounds like she wrote a memoir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is. Lovin' is Really My Game by Ann Nesby. She'll be reading excerpts from her book at Borders.
Yes.
Because it's 2000. It's 2000. Borders still exists.
Exactly.
All right, Steve. Let's stop having fun and discuss the episode of The Simpsons we're going to watch.
All right, let's get serious.
We're talking Season 12, Episode 2, like I said, A Tale of Two Springfields. When trying to deal with a rogue badger, Homer discovers that the area code for the Simpsons half of Springfield, the poor half, has changed. Area code and class rivalries split Springfield in two, and Homer becomes the mayor of New Springfield, but his reign doesn't go well. Oh, and also the band The Who are there to save the day. All right, let's go ahead and take a break and then come back and discuss the episode.
Sounds good.
We'll be right back. And we're back today. We're talking about A Tale of Two Springfields. It's the second episode of the 12th season. It's episode 250 in the show's run. The original air date was November 5th, 2000. The nerd code is BABF20, written by John Swartzwelder, directed by Shaun Cashman, showrunner Mike Scully.
Wow. I can't believe it. Shaun Cashman. The one and only episode that he directed.
Yeah,
Didn't direct any others.
He took the cash, man, and left.
Yes, I shouldn't be going, he said. No, John Swartzwelder, though, he's iconic. We all know him. He wrote 59 episodes of The Simpsons, and, some of the best ones. Bart Gets an Elephant, It's in Scratchy Land, Homer the Great, Bart's Comet, Homie the Clown. Just so many, too many to mention. But from the episodes that we can talk about, season 11 beyond, he's done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. He's done 15 episodes, and we've done some of them, including Take My Wife's Sleaze, The Mansion Family, the one that we liked that wasn't so well regarded, Kill the Alligator and Run, Hungry Hungry Homer, the less popular Simpsons Safari, The Sweetest of Pooh, The Frying Game, and The Regina Monologues. And some that we have not reviewed yet include Mr. Spriggs Goes to Washington, I Am Furious Yellow, The Lastest Gun in the West, and A Hunka Hunka Burns in Love.
All right. We just made that Shaun Cashman joke, but lest you think that he isn't important in the Simpsons world, he is. Was from 93 to 98 a character layout artist, so he worked in the animation department. So I think maybe like whoever was supposed to direct, I'm assuming, couldn't, and they're like, hey, want to direct an episode? Wilkie is what he said. I'm assuming. Yeah.
I think that's exactly what happened.
But Swartzwelder, yeah, this is on top of our Mount Rushmore of Simpsons writers. We have him, we have Conan, and then two others we haven't decided yet.
Sure. Could it be Tim Long? Maybe.
I will not make a large joke.
Right. We'll just say that he made the short list.
But, Steve, let's just begin the good old episode.
Already.
And we have a chalkboard gag. It's I will not plant subliminal messagors. So it's Al Gore. I'm assuming this is November 5th. Was that it was a Sunday, so that probably following Tuesday would have been the elections, the presidential election. So I think the Simpsons are saying vote for Al Gore in 2000. And you know what? One of us did.
Yes, and of course, this being a Sunday, of course, they would know the president 2 days later on the 7th, and there'd be no controversy, and democracy would go smoothly as sailed all the way into the following year.
For the following 26 years, it would have been nothing but Democrat clean sweep for 26 years.
No, of course, there was a whole 2000 election debacle and all that madness that ensued. And then 9/11 happened and the rest.
Yeah, I'm just pissed about George W. Bush. As a Democrat, I was upset that he won, and
you blame me.
I blame you. I honestly do. No, it's funny that they had the Al Gore, as being like, hey, let's vote for Al Gore, with a John Swartzwelder, who was a outspoken Republican at the time.
That's true. Although, when I look at this episode, I think about his politics, and I think about what the Republican Party has become, and I think that despite the little R at the end of his name, I think we probably align with him more than we might think.
Yeah, no, I agree. There's, again, I don't want to talk about it, Steve. Not a political podcast.
Yeah, it's exhausting. So let's just get to a couch gag. And
Woo-hoo!
In that couch gag, Bart sticks a whoopee cushion under Homer's spot on the couch. And so Homer sits his fat ass down, setting off that farting gag. So Marge, Lisa, and Maggie look at Homer with disgust, but Bart laughs his little butt off.
I think it would have been funnier if it didn't go off and it just actually was Homer farting somehow. I don't know how you'd animate that.
Maybe, yeah, I don't know if you show the whoopee cushion not deflated somehow.
No, okay, no. Literally, they did. So I think Homer actually did fart.
Oh.
Because his face is embarrassed. Like, if you sat on a whoopee cushion, you wouldn't be embarrassed. You'd be like, ha, 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 because you didn't fart. Homer actually did just fart. It happened at the same time the whoopee cushion went off. He had a silent but deadly, and he thought it wasn't. So maybe this couch gag is genius.
Maybe it is. Yeah, it's very possible. Maybe Bart is an idiot. I mean, Bart's plan didn't work, but it did, so.
Did you partake in the whoopee of cushions?
I partook in both the cushion and the Goldberg. Whoopies, that is. I'm sure I had one, but I feel like growing up, I probably only had my parents to play the prank on. Because my dad would be at work, said, what am I supposed to do it on my mom when she's with me and her? I don't know who I actually played it on.
Yeah. And they now have the whoopee cushion that you don't have to blow up. It just, you sit on it and then, it does this thing and then it inflates back up.
That's weird.
Yeah, it's technology, man.
Kids are lazy these days.
Yeah, but blowing on that was always an annoyance for some reason. It wasn't the weird rubbery and then that powdery thing. I don't know.
I feel like I had an off-brand whoopee cushion that was actually, I don't know where I got it, but it was called a poo-poo cushion.
It's even worse.
Yeah.
My favorite whoopee cushion was from the early 90s, and that was Ted Danson. He was the cushion for Whoopi.
Yeah.
Ted Danson used to date Whoopi Goldberg, is what I'm trying to say.
Right.
Okay.
Can you just imagine how good a will that you have to have in Hollywood to show up at a place in blackface?
I've done it many times. I mean, yeah, that'd be no.
But and then everyone's just yeah. I know there was probably an ironic joke that's so ironic that I don't even get it.
There's context for why he did that, and it was a Friars roast, so it wasn't actually a live televised thing. It's just
right.
Photos were taken.
Yeah, and I know that Ted Danson is not racist and he's not a problematic person, but it's just so funny that in today's age, if somebody were to do that, even in that context,
right?
I mean, you might be Prime Minister of Canada, but that's about it.
So yeah, you might be Prime Minister of Canada or former, and then you get to date a astronaut / sexy superstar that's been a guest on The Simpsons.
Yeah. So what we're saying is, if you want to be Ted Danson or date Katy Perry, wear blackface.
And you might get to marry Mary Steenburgen in the future. Yes. Or if you're Doc Brown in the past. Okay, it's true. Steve, let's just actually begin the episode, and it begins, as it always does, with Bart Simpson delivering a bowl of food to Santa's little helper's doghouse. And Bart announces that soup's on, and a startling set of teeth pop out of the doghouse and inhale the food with a loud growl. The beast inside goes for a second bite, but ripping the bowl out of little Barty's hand.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
Bart backs away in fear, and after looking once, and then looking again, and looking a third time, Bart discovers that Santa's little helper is actually sitting right next to him. But if his dog is in there, who's in the doghouse? And then so he and Santa's little helper take a brave look to find a badger.
So Bart tells the snarling, burrowing mammal that it needs to go, and then beats the doghouse with a stick in the hopes of luring it out. When that proves ineffective, Bart tries to create an odd couple situation with Santa's little helper and the badger, of course, voiced by the iconic Frank Welker. And Bart then looks to Lisa for some help.
Come on, Lisa, there's got to be a way to lure that badger out.
Well, according to whatbadgerseat.com, badgers subsist primarily on a diet of stoats, voles, and marmots.
Stoats.
Stoats are weasels, Bart. They don't come in cans.
Then what's this?
That says corn, Bart.
Must you embarrass me?
Here we are. In a pinch, badgers have even been known to eat woodpeckers.
Perfect. Hey, Todd, can we borrow your woodpecker?
I guess so, but we need him back by 6. It's his birthday.
Okay.
I have stouts in my cupboard, every year during the holidays. The canned food drive comes around, and I always just donate all my stouts.
It's very kind of you. Nobody wants canned rodents. But if you go to whatbadgerseat.com today, it directs to fox.com, which is impressive that they kept that website.
Yeah, something tells me that I don't think anyone is really needing that website. But, I think they do have to, like, when any TV show says, like, a fake website, I think you do have to buy, they should buy it. I remember this specifically because I remember there was an episode of Simpsons where this is right when kids had email, or people had email, or it was popular at least. And there was, I know it's Homer says Chunky Lover like 53 at AOL.com.
Mm-hmm.
And I forget what episode it is. It might be, is it maybe Who's Criticizing Dinner? I don't know. Anyways, doesn't matter. But I remember that email address specifically because after I watched that episode that day, I was like, I'm going to go to AOL.com to get that because I bet no one has. And of course, you can't because it was already taken. So, and I'm going to assume by Simpsons or Fox.
The Dad Who Knew Too Little.
There we go.
Chunky Lover 53 at AOL.com.
I was right with the actual.
Yes.
Yeah. See? I wonder if there's a Chunky Lover. There has to be a Chunky Lover 53 at gmail.com. I think we should email them with our personal account or our Simpsons account and be like, hey, how do you like your email address?
And do you really love square candy bars with raisins and nuts?
You know what? Should I just do it right now?
Yeah, you should.
All right. Well, I'm logging into our Gmail account and we're going to do it live here.
All right. Don't forget the 2-point verification. You got to open up YouTube, select a number.
All right. I'm composing the email right now, live to...
Oh.
Here we go.
This is why people tune in, to listen to Craig type an email.
So, ChunkyLover53
at AOL.com. What you putting in that subject line?
I'm just going to say, enjoying the email much?
I think that should be a trend in emails. When you're sending correspondence, ask people how they like their email. Because I want to know. We get so used to it. Like, I've had mine for several decades now, and like, I like mine, but, maybe other people aren't so fond of theirs.
I don't have like the same email from like middle school, which was probably, I don't even remember my middle school name, but it was probably huge Don69 420 at hotmail.com.
Yeah.
And should I email that email next?
Yes.
All right. Here's the email I've composed to Chunky Lover
All right.
AOL G3. It says, subject line, enjoying your email much, ? And then just says, just wanting to know, Annoyed Grumblies.
Nice. I like it.
Send. All right.
Cool.
Should I do one to gmail.com? Because there's probably someone that has the Gmail account.
I mean, we could do this all day. I mean, we can go MSN, Hotmail, Lycos, Umail, Memail, Theymail, Kumail.
Your message wasn't delivered to chunkyletter50AO.com because the address couldn't be found or is unable to receive.
Oh, no.
Mail.
He's missing.
Does it mean we could get it?
I think we should be concerned. Like, do we need to send out a search party? What happened to Chunky Lover?
I'm going to compose it to Gmail, though. I think, is AOL even around?
I have no idea.
This is riveting email, definitely. Okay, I'm gonna resend it to the Gmail account. All right. The letter to the Gmail account has been sent, so we'll keep you informed in the meantime if we get a response. Okay.
All right, so back to the episode. And remember, Bart borrowed Todd Lander's bird. So Bart takes Todd's pecker in his hand and waves it in front of the angry badger. The bird pecks at Bart's head, laughing like the most famous of woodpeckers, Woody. So the bird makes his escape, but flies straight into a bug zapper.
So Bart and Lisa look into the doghouse, contemplating their next move. Homer sees them and sits down cross-legged, and after a moment he asks if the TV's broken, but Bart explains that his predicament, and Homer replies, "Badger my ass, it's probably Millhouse." I feel like that's a quote I've said before in public. I don't know how. So Homer climbs inside and instantly screams in pain as he is attacked.
So with bites and scratches all over him, Homer can in fact confirm that it's definitely a badger. Or maybe a griffin, but not Peter. He asks Bart if he has any dynamite, and Bart cheerfully replies that he has tons. But Lisa objects, saying that they shouldn't kill the creature, but should instead call animal control. I love how cartoony this whole opening is. It's just so, like, loony-toony.
Right, and I just love that his first thought is, like, they're not watching TV because it's broken. That's why they're outside. So Homer agrees, then suggests they call a doctor as his chest has been ripped open, exposing all of his organs. And Lisa wonders how the badger was able to inflict such damage without ripping his shirt. And Homer sarcastically replies, "What am I, a tailor?" This scene is also very just gross and funny.
Yes. This is the era of The Simpsons that is, if we talk about, like, King of the Hill doesn't need to be a cartoon to exist. Like, it's so grounded in reality that it's basically a live-action show that happens to be animated. Whereas, like, the show, like, say, Futurama is futuristic and needs to be a cartoon to passably, like, create its own reality. But The Simpsons lie in that uncanny valley where it sometimes is a cartoon and sometimes it's not. And I feel like this era of The Simpsons is leaning heavy into the cartooniness of it. And it's not really a judgment. I kind of like it. But it's just an observation. I think it's a lot of fun.
I think Swartzwelder has that kind of ability to be influenced by a lot of, like, the Looney Tunes era cartoons and bring them to The Simpsons and make it very cartoony. And I think that's what he does really well.
Yeah, I think what he and, like, Conan were able to do were take things from the 40s and 50s that were funny, put them in the 90s so that we find them funny in the 2000s.
Right.
And then can talk about it in 2026. Speaking of antiquated things, flipping through the yellow pages, Homer finds an ad for animal control featuring a housewife unsuccessfully using a broom to fend off an octopus. So Homer dials 555X, term, and 8. But the answer he receives leads to some frustration.
Your call cannot be completed as dialed. Please make sure you have the correct area code.
Area code? But it's a local call.
The phone company ran out of numbers, so they split the city into 2 area codes. Half the town keeps the old 636 area code, and our half gets 939.
939? What the hell is that? Oh, my life is ruined.
Geez, you just have to remember 3 extra numbers.
Oh, if only it were that easy, Marge. No way, we got bigger problems now. I'm not going to stand for this. I'm going to call the newspapers, the TV stations, the gas stations, everybody. I hate this new area code. Like I don't have enough to remember already. Is that right?
So the thing that he's asking, is that right, is on his hand, he's written Lenny equals white, Carl equals black, which I could have sworn was like a much earlier joke in the series.
Like a season 8 joke.
Exactly.
Or, yeah. I didn't even know it was from this episode, to be honest.
Yeah.
Just another classic. And I don't even remember the line at the end. She was like, "Oh, is that right?" Like, I don't remember her even saying that.
Mm-hmm.
I love that it starts off with the badger, and when the badger pops up through the window, too, like, Homer's like, "No, we don't have time for you anymore." Like, it's like a story element that it's like, no, but, you know, it's nice, too, that they could have just ended the badger there, but we get to see the badger more in the episode. It's like continual, not of a plot thread, but just like that it's just kind of constant. I think it's nice attention to detail, and that you wouldn't really see that in most like other episodes of The Simpsons. They would just end that storyline and continue with what they're doing with the phone numbers. Which it's funny because when this came out, that was something big that happened to our area, like Portland, and then it used to just be, for a while, like there was only like 503 was the area code, but you were still able to like dial other phone numbers, throughout the Portland metro area without area codes, unless, of course, across the river, you have to dial area code, but in another state, of course. And I remember that happened too up here too. Like, so the fact that like you always remembered 7 numbers for phone numbers, but the fact that you had to learn an extra 3 and always like dialing, like for the longest time, you could go across the river to Washington State and the local areas only dial those numbers, but then have to dial the area code in. And even here, like when area codes became, especially with cell phones, you had to make more area codes. And I just remember that when like my first cell phone number was a 971, and I was pissed off because I wanted the 503, which was like the legit, Portland area code. And so for the longest time, having like the 971 phone number was just like, gross. But then finally getting a 503 number in the future, I was very happy.
Yeah, I've had a 503 forever, and like there's a weird sense of pride that Oregonians have for having a 503. Like there's even like bumper stickers that say 50 tree because we have trees here and we think it's cute because we're stupid. But yes, this episode actually is like about the exact same time when Oregon was switching to 2 area codes. And I remember, I think there was an episode of Seinfeld. A similar thing happens and they have to split the area codes. And I remember when I watched that, I was like, that's a New York problem. That's something I'll never have to worry about.
Yeah.
And then a few years later, I was like, oh, man.
You want to be part of the 503.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Homer asks Carl. Hold on. Black, right? Carl's black. Okay. Lenny's white. Got it. Homer asks Carl if he likes the original 636 area code, and Carl can see pluses in both the area codes, as the 6 is closer to 3, but the 9 has less association with Satan, which is a plus in this religious world we find ourselves in. I like how the area codes too. It's if the original was 636, they just flipped the 6s to 9, so it's easier to remember. Like for ours, like I said, the 503. Why is it 971? It should have been 305.
Yeah, that makes sense. 305 area. I don't know where that is.
It doesn't matter. How about the 636 though?
Yes, so that is in Missouri, and there is a Springfield, Missouri, and I think one time maybe me, did far too much math and calculations to figure that Missouri is a very possible place for the actual Springfield, and this is another clue in that fact, so maybe. But also 939 is one of 2 area codes used in Puerto Rico, so maybe the Simpsons live in Puerto Rico.
Okay, now that kind of makes sense because, Puerto Rico's not a state, and they don't say that Springfield's in a state. So this whole time
surrounded by water. That's very possible.
All right. Well, Puerto Rico, congratulations. You're the home of The Simpsons.
Yes.
Have a paper towel roll I'm throwing at you guys.
That'll save everything. So Homer's largest frustration was the lack of notice he received. But as Lenny and Carl explained, there were TV ads, a big radio campaign, and the leaflets dropped from the space shuttle. Not to mention the 2 weeks that everyone spent at area code camp. So Homer repeats his claim that he received 0 word of warning. And later, Homer spent some time at home enjoying the radio, but getting hold of KBBL brings back that area code anger.
And traffic's all backed up due to a mattress on the freeway.
A mattress? Uh-oh, Joan Collins must be in town. Oh, hey.
Joan Collins? That girl sleeps with everybody.
Okay, time to give away free concert tickets.
What you talking about?
Whoa, what we're talking about, Gary, is The Who.
We're giving away tickets to next week's concert at Springfield's historic Yahoo Search Engine Arena.
The Who? I love bands.
And now, we'll dial our big winner at random.
Dialing at random.
Okay, let's start with 5, 5, 5. 0, 1, 1, and 3.
That's my number.
Ahoy, hoy.
Hey, that's not me.
Dad, we're not in their area code anymore.
Congratulations, you're gonna rendezvous with The Who.
Oh, it's not fair.
All right, a couple things I love.
Sure.
The wacky morning radio hosts, of course, doing a Joan Collins joke. Even in 2000, that joke is dated. Do people have to explain who Joan Collins was? Like, she was just an actress, and she slept around a lot, apparently.
I don't even know that she did. I think she was she it's the joke is she was a soap opera actress who was also an author who wrote like romance novels. So she was very sex coded, but I don't think she herself is known for her sexual proclivity. Just that she wrote and acted a lot about sex.
She's still with us, isn't she?
Perhaps.
92 years of age.
Wow, that's a lot of fucking.
Yeah. I mean, I, of course, know her best as Edith Keeler in the original series of Star Trek, The City on the Edge of Forever?
Sure.
I like how they use a Gary Coleman, what you're talking about, Willis, and then what do you call it, Austin Powers impersonation of the radio DJs.
What I love is the fact that Gary Coleman is credited as a voice credit in this episode, which I believe he probably did because he did another episode, the Christmas episode, the Funzo episode. But like the internet, I've seen multiple websites say that it's an error that they credited him because he's not in the episode, but we just heard him.
Yeah.
But it's just funny that they didn't pick up on that. So internet's dumb.
I'm wondering if it was the same clip that they used from, is it The Grift of the Magi?
Yeah.
Is that before or after this? It was before this. It was season 11, I think. We've done it before.
Yeah. Season 11, episode 9.
So I bet it was just a clip from that, and then they put it in, so like they still have to credit him because he did. I don't think he came in to do the clip, or the line reading.
Right. No,
the internet, you're silly. Go back to sleep.
That's right.
And then so they call the phone number, but it's actually Burns. So does that mean Burns got like another phone line after?
Yeah.
Because if it's the same number as Homer's and they had just added the area codes, they wouldn't have had the same phone number. So that means Burns would have had to get a second phone line?
That seems to be the logic. And it's a little confusing because that it doesn't. I'm trying to source this out of my head because, as we'll see, because he would have got the Simpsons' old phone number with the 636 area code, leaving Homer with the 939 then?
I think that's right, yeah.
Weird.
So it's like all those numbers from the 939 are now open for the 636.
Mm-hmm.
The rich just get whatever they want, is what they're saying on this.
It's the message of the episode.
Well, Homer throws his radio to the ground, saying that he was a fan of The Who way back when they were known as the Hillbilly Burger Boys. Now, Steve, can you fact check to make sure that was their name?
It's Hillbilly Burger Boys.
Sorry, Hillbilly Burger Boys, not the Burger Boys. I like that name better. The Hillbilly Burger. Oh, Jesus, I can't even say it now. Hillbilly Burger Boys.
Bugger. Like a British term to fuck somebody.
I know, but I want to name our band the Hillbilly Burger Boys.
Oh, I like that. Yeah, that seems on brand for us.
Or I don't know if there's any hamburger food carts in Portland, but I think we should open a hamburger food cart called the Hillbilly Burger Boys.
Hey, you haven't said the same thing twice.
What? Hillbilly Burger Boys.
The Hillbilly Burger Boys.
The HBB, all right? Okay. Bart suggests that Homer should call the radio station, give them a piece of his mind. So he dials the number and once again receives a beep indicating that he needs to dial the proper area code.
The running gag of him receiving the tritone, the doo-doo-doo, it's so funny. So Bart cracks up at his father's frustration, causing Homer to choke him with the phone cord. So thinking quickly, Bart uses a receiver to hit Homer on the head until they both pass out.
So at the town hall building, Lindsay Nagle addresses the people of Springfield on behalf of the phone company. So seeing the room divided by 2 area codes, Lindsay acknowledges that some are upset of the change, particularly Homer, who has strapped several sticks of dynamite. That he got from Bart to his chest. Lindsay begins by saying that people's fears are groundless and their complaints are moronic. So the crowd murmurs in relief, but Miss Nagle shows a film in plain language to help clear up any confusion.
Hi, I'm Phony McRingring, mascot and president of the telephone company. And I'm here to explain why the convenience of one area code in
your town
has been replaced by the convenience of 2 area codes.
I have a question, Phony.
It's a movie, Dad.
Quiet, honey. Daddy's asking the man a question.
You're probably thinking, sure, more area codes are great, and I don't mind paying the extra hidden fees. But how will I remember all those numbers? Whoa! Well, scientists have discovered that even monkeys can memorize 10 numbers. Are you stupider than a monkey?
How big of a monkey?
Of course you're not.
Well, I'm convinced. A professional-looking film like that has got to be right.
I agree. 2 area codes is more convenient.
I like it. Wait a minute. We haven't heard from me yet. The nut with the dynamite. The phone company is bamboozling you. I accuse the phone company of making that film on purpose.
Well, of course we did.
My favorite joke could be during the film when like Phony McPhony was like, and then the voiceover comes in and saying, "Your town." The joke of it just saying "your town," like you're supposed to put in like it should be like Springfield, but no, it's just your town.
Yeah.
Like Phony McPhone couldn't say your town. I don't know. I think it's brilliant.
Really good. Also, I just love the mob mentality being like, hey, you said that this is better, so it must be better. I'm convinced.
Also, I love, I think it was this last year, the Halloween contest on the Simpsons Man on Instagram. Someone did a Phony McPhone or Phony McGreen costume, and I thought that was a great costume.
That's a good pull. Yeah, I feel bad for them to have to explain that to everybody that night, but it's a lot of fun. I like it.
But that's what I've always said on the show is do something like that rather than I'm Duff Man.
Right. I am. I bring you peace and love, Burns, or something like. Yeah,
Sexy Flanders.
Right. Pull from the archives, as you will.
Pull from the lower waist, as I always say.
Lift with your legs. So Homer climbs on stage using his legs, saying that he's usually not one to make trouble, putting his thumbs under his non-existent suspenders to prove that he's not some sort of big city lawyer. And Homer brings up the fact that those who have the original classic 636 area code live on the more affluent side of Springfield.
And Burns calls poppycock. And then Miss Vanderbilt lowers her opera glasses, saying, "I never." And another Richie drops his monocle in his martini glass in shock. And Homer continues, saying that he and his Joe 12-pack brethren get the royal screw job once and again. And Mo offers support to the working class schmoes, saying they're getting the Joan Collins special. I think it was, now that I remember, was her character in the soap opera was like, okay, Joan Collins isn't the...
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
She's not... I don't know about her own sexual life. Her character was slutty, and she wrote romance novels. So she's very sex adjacent. But yeah. Also, I think that Homer is kind of brilliant, because he's like pointing out class warfare. Straight as it is. Like, he's just saying, like, hey, us working class people are getting the screw job once again.
Hold on. One last thing about Joan Collins, real quick. Her first husband was Maxwell Reed from 52 to 56. Then she married Anthony Newley from 63 to 71. Then Ron Cass from 72 to 83. Then Pete Holmes, not Peter Holmes, the comedian, Peter Holmes from 85 to 87. By the way, these are all divorces too, no deaths. Then she married Percy Gibson in 2002. And while they weren't married, she was partners with Warren Beatty from 59 to 61. She's got 3 children, including Tara and Alexander. And she has a sister, Jackie Collins. Wait, isn't Jackie Collins the writer? Jackie Collins is the writer, not Joan Collins.
I'm pretty sure Joan Collins has written a book.
But Jackie Collins is the best time seller of the romance novels. Jackie Collins,
okay.
Not Joan Collins. Steve, you're getting the real Jackie Collins treatment, aren't you?
Yes. I just concerned about her brother Tom.
Hey, all I gotta say about her brother Tom, easy to go down my throat.
Indeed.
I could go for a Tom Collins in my mouth right now.
Sure, it's a little sour, but a little salty, but always so good. So Homer declares that the rich snobs won't be pushing him and his kind around anymore. Ken Brockman calls Homer's bluff, so he goes to detonate his dynamite, but nothing happens. Homer blames Bart's shoddy wiring, but Bart swears that it worked great on the test corpse. So moving on to Plan B, Homer suggests that he and his fellow 939ers create their own city.
Can can I just dissect this scene if it went the way they wanted it to?
Mm-hmm.
Please?
Sure.
Okay. For my morbid sense of curiosity. So we're to believe that Bart says corpse. I'm assuming Bart went to the cemetery, dug up a dead body, or he went to the city morgue. I'm just going to go with dug up a dead body.
Probably easier, yeah.
So, as he said early in the episode, he's got lots of dynamite. So he rigged a dead body, probably a fresh one too, not a decayed one. So he probably went and, with the help, I'm going to assume, of Millhouse, at night they dug up 6 feet under. Or, probably if it was a fresh one, I don't know, like the dirt's probably not that fully packed, right? I don't know how. I'm sure they probably press the dirt down. I don't know how it works, but in cartoon logic, it's looser. The soil.
Right.
They dig it up. Millhouse digs it up, and as we know that he forces his friends to dig through holes.
Yeah.
From a previous episode, and they pull the body out, strap with dynamite, detonate it, and the corpse explodes everywhere. Done. So he tells Homer, or maybe Millhouse wasn't involved. It probably was just Homer and Bart. This is a deleted scene. Homer and Bart dig up a corpse, and you know what corpse they dug up?
Who?
Frank Grimes.
Okay, that makes sense. Good old Grimy.
So they dig up Frank Grimes' corpse, explode it, and Homer's like, all right, this works. Thanks, Bart. If worse comes worse, I'm going to do this. And Bart's so happy to see his father kill himself and take out most of Springfield, I guess, or like probably half of the people that are in there. So let's say it works. Homer detonates, killing his family in the process, and let's say it does happen successfully. Half the audience. Where's Marge and the kids?
They're all sitting together. I mean, one would hope that if he were to pull this off and explode half the town, whatever side exploded, be it the left or the right, one side would explode. Hopefully it would be a clean split, and then there'd only be one area code left anyway. So it's possible that this would be successful because, let's say Homer blew up all of the 939ers. Problem solved. There's only one area code.
Okay. Yeah. I'm looking at... So the 939ers are on the right side of the auditorium, and the 636. And the way he's standing is closer to the 939, so he would take out all the 939ers, including his family,
and
the 636s live. So in that situation, they're all dead. Series ends, right?
Yeah.
It's very morbid. And then, after he doesn't explode the town or the people, he doesn't get arrested?
No, it's fine.
I think it's because Homer has done so many wacky antics that they're just like, this is just Homer daily. Hasn't he strapped dynamite to himself before, or were those hot dogs?
I'm pretty sure it was hot dogs. I was trying to think if it was hot dogs, because I have that image of one frozen dog just falling off the line, and I wasn't sure if that was from Tommy Boy or from this, but I think Tommy Boy was actually dynamite because he got it from a construction site.
Right.
Yeah.
I love the dynamite chest. Has people done that? No, never mind. They have done it.
They've probably done it once, but yeah, it's probably not super successful these days. Maybe. I don't know.
Anyways, I just wanted to think of that morbid question, so I think we can continue the show. We provided food for thought to our listeners.
Food.
All right, so Homer writes new in red paint on the old sign in between entering and Springfield. Officially make it in a city. That's all you have to do. So all they have to do is sit back and wait for a professional football team to come a-knockin'. A representative for the Arizona Cardinals appears, but Homer sends him packing. And impressed by Homer's poise, Carl suggests that Carl Black. Yeah, okay. Suggests that Homer should be the mayor of New Springfield.
Oh. Now, you're a bigger sporto than I. The Arizona Cardinals have they ever been good?
I think there was a time in the aughts they were.
Okay, so...
Okay. Yeah, let's do a quick word from the Arizona Cardinals sponsor, Arizona.
It's sunny, and we've got a lot of Denny's in sunny Arizona.
They were in the playoffs from 1947, but of course they weren't the Arizona Cardinals then. They were the Chicago Cardinals.
Whoa.
Yeah.
And now we have a Chicago Pope.
Is that a new NBC show? It's after Chicago Med and Chicago Fire. I think I made that joke when the Pope was announced.
Stop hope.
47, 48, 74. That's, of course, they were the St. Louis Cardinals because they moved from Chicago to St. Louis. And 74, 75, 82. And then I think 98, were they were Arizona. Yeah, they went to the playoffs then. So 98, and then after that, so a couple years later, they wouldn't get back to the playoffs until 2008. So yeah, at this time, not big in the football world and lately, no, Steve. There you go. There's your football update for this segment.
Thank you. And the fans of the Cardinals, thank you as well. So Homer fantasizes about being the mayor, but imagines himself as the star of a 60s Western, much like The Rifleman, where he, as the mayor, just shoots his gun off. But back in reality, from his lawn chair, Homer reluctantly accepts a position for the highly paid, glamorous job.
Have you ever seen an episode of The Rifleman?
I have not.
So fun bit of nerd trivia. As you know, Steve, I don't know if I ever talked about this on the podcast, but I'm a fan of the show called Star Trek.
Yeah. Surprised this is where this is going.
Well, it's funny because Star Trek was always pitched as Wagon Train to the Stars, Gene Roddenberry's pitch. And so when they were coming up with Star Trek Deep Space Nine, their reference to Deep Space Nine was The Rifleman. Because much like Deep Space Nine is about a widowed father and his son going into the Wild West and being the sheriff of a space station. And like The Rifleman, it's about a single father and his kid, going to a Western town and taking over and being the sheriff of the town. So there you go.
Nice.
There's one show that I've really, I think my favorite title of any TV show, speaking of Westerns, I've never seen an episode, but I think it's the greatest title of any TV show of all time. And it's Have Gun, Will Travel. Like, how cool is that title?
Yeah.
Never seen an episode.
I imagine, and I have no idea what the show's about, aside from being a Western, that it's like Kung Fu or The Incredible Hulk, where he just travels from town to town solving mysteries with gun or like solving problems.
I just had the thought in my head, like, well, someone stole a library book. Again, I wonder who did it. I'll solve this mystery. And it shoots the person asking the question. There, mystery solved.
Nobody's asking questions anymore.
Here's the synopsis for Have Gun, Will Travel. A West Point graduate has his work cut out for him when he becomes a gun for hire in the San Francisco area, starring Richard Boone and Cam Tong. 225 episodes, 6 seasons.
Do you think all traveling guns have to go to West Point? Like, do they go to East Aim and Left Fire? Yeah.
Can I tell you the names of the character real quick?
Please.
Just the actor Cam Tong, who I'm assuming plays Richard Boone's Paladin is his name, his sidekick. So Cam Tong was of Asian descent.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, back then there wasn't that many Asian representation. But his name on the show was Hey Boy.
Oh boy.
No. Hey Boy.
Oh, not oh boy. Hey Boy. Wow.
Yeah. I kind of want to watch Have Gun, Will Travel. I honestly thought maybe his name was Will. Have Gun, Will Travel. Yeah, it was a radio show first, 57 through 63, and then the TV show. And his Paladin, a gentleman investigator who also works as a gunfighter for hire. He charges steep fees. I don't know. With all these things getting rebooted, I say we reboot this show, Steve. Have Gun, Will Travel.
I like it. Yeah.
Starring Joel McHale as Boone and Ken Jeong as Hey Boy.
Oh boy.
No, Hey Boy.
All right. Have Gun, Will Travel. Good for Westerns, bad for basketball.
There is a actress named Lisa Liu. I'm going to assume was the wife of Hey Boy, because you know what her name was, Steve?
Hey Girl?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
No, it was Oh Girl.
Okay. Oh, girl.
Wow. All right. A lot of side tangents on this week's episode, Steve. So, Steve, I apologize. Okay. So, over on the rich side, Mayor Quimby unveils a new plaque for Old Springfield, featuring the founder of the town. So, seeking to forge an era of peace, Diamond Joe tries to offer an olive branch to the new neighbors, but Homer throws a can of Duff at his head, shouting, "New Springfield rocks!" So the other new Springfieldians laugh until Principal Skinner points out that Old Springfield has superior city bird. And what is it, Steve? The bluebird. Wow. Like how Homer was just like, oh man, they're right.
Yeah, it is a better bird. Although they do have Todd Flanders Packers, so that's something. Back at home, Marge offers the husband/mayor some more wheat cakes. And Homer quotes George H.W. Bush saying, "Read my lips, yes," to more of Aunt May's favorite breakfast treat. I swear, wheat cakes, I've only seen them in Spider-Man and this episode. Make pancakes. Bart points out that Homer got syrup on a sash, but luckily Homer thought ahead, buying 50 pull-away disposable sashes. Then stupid Lisa Garbage Face does what she does best, complain. And later, in this clip, Bart finds that the grass may be greener on the other side, when he's accidentally thrown his non-trademark toy into Old Springfield.
If you ask me...
Stop right there.
It's stupid to divide the city over something as silly as an area code. It would be like you and Mom splitting up every time you have a fight.
Sweetie, you know your mother and I only stay together for the sake of my political career.
That's not true.
Big grins. Mwah! That'll play great in the sticks. Oh, that was 50 already?
Go on!
Hey, look what I found. A novelty flying disc.
Give it back. That's my novelty flying disc.
You're in Old Springfield now. Everything on this side of the park belongs to us.
Hey, his pants are in our park, too.
Get him!
My homework is in your park.
Let's do it! Yoink!
What does freedom mean to me?
I love the animation in both this one and The Lemon of Troy, where you have the division of the town and the grass is literally greener. It's just a really nice touch. I mean, it's a different shade of green, but like, just really funny. Also, them not saying frisbee is just really fun.
Yeah, there's a bit after this one that just, I love how they take his pants, Bart's pants, and then in the next scene, he still doesn't have them. I think that's just great animation continuity.
Yes, really funny.
Well, Marge does some shopping at the Quickie Mart, which happens to be in Old Springfield, and Apu rings up her root beer, bananas, and toilet paper. Kind of night is she having? And then adds a 50% out-of-towners tax. Marge is appalled, but Apu replies that they have to charge foreign devils like Marge more. Marge accepts the ridiculous fee, but hopes the toilet paper is worth it. And luckily for her, it's Henderson's toilet paper. And Marge is impressed and asks if there's a bathroom in the store. And Apu confirms there is, but scum like Marge aren't allowed to use it. All right. A quick question with this scene.
Mm-hmm.
Marge has a family of 5. And she's only getting 2 paper rolls. Like, that's like, for them, enough for maybe 2 days.
For Homer alone, yeah. With his beer drinking and diet. And they don't have a bidet.
No. Which she's like, oh, it's like she didn't know it was Henderson's. It says right there on the wrapper.
Yeah, and like Marge, you've been a shopper for a while. Like, don't buy single rolls of toilet paper 2 at a time.
At a convenience store, nonetheless.
Yeah. Like, the bananas alone, you're paying like 99 cents a banana.
And also, is she asking to go take a shit in the Quickie Mart? Or
that seems to be the implication, yeah.
Because I know you know, if you're a woman and you have a vagina and you have to pee, you have a personality. What's that quote?
No, it's exactly.
No, but like I know you gotta like probably dab down there with some toilet paper, right?
Sure.
But I think she's gotta go number 2.
Oh yeah, I think that's
just the idea of like Marge, like, I really like to take a dump in your establishment, Apu.
That's good stuff. But back in the safety of New Springfield, Marge tells the family that she didn't feel comfortable away from her own kind. And Lisa is disgusted by her mother's behavior, but Marge responds that they were looking at her with their eyes. And on the TV, Kim Brockman reports on the newly bisected Springfield.
As expected, New Springfield's bold experiment in slob rule is a disaster.
Hey, the TV man is talking about us.
A study shows their crumbling economy is due to their lazy attitude and shoddy work.
How the hell did they find that out?
Scientists say they're also less attractive physically, and while we speak in a well-educated manner, they tend to use lowbrow expressions like, oh yeah, and come here a minute.
Oh yeah? They think they're better than us, huh? Bart, come here a minute.
You come here a minute.
Oh, yeah?
And then that scene is what I'm talking about with Bart still just in his whitey tighties.
Also in that scene, they show a picture of Homer and his pals, and it's a recreation of the Who's Meaty Beady Big and Bouncy compilation album with Homer, Lenny, Carl, and Barney Moe standing in for the Who, which is a nice touch. And I think that this is, like, when I'm talking about Swartzwelder's politics, I think that we're not a political podcast, but this, like, kind of division of the elite versus the working class, like the everyday man versus the snob, kind of transcends political parties. And it's funny that Homer doesn't, rather than being offended by Kent Brockman's false accusation that they're lesser people because they have less money, he's like, how do they know that I'm so dumb? It's all very funny. And yeah, you're right. Bart missing his pants is really good.
Oh, yeah? Come here a minute.
So anyway, that night, Homer and Bart sneak into the nuclear power plant. Bart isn't sure about their plan, but Homer mocks his son, calling him Marge, and then proceeds to flip a switch, which they newly installed, that turns off the power into Old Springfield. Immediately, the rich side of town goes dark. When the lights go out in Springfield General Hospital, a nurse says that Dr. Hibbert can't do surgery in the dark. Hibbert takes that bet, and Krusty, the patient in the operating room, wants in on that action as well.
Using one of his fantabulous machines, Professor Frink is ready to welcome Sir Isaac Newton into the present day. Just as he's doing this, the power is cut, so only Newton's bottom half makes it through the transporter, which is fine because Newton died a virgin, so his bottom half can finally get laid.
Yay.
Yeah. So the legs of the great mind chase Frink around, kicking him in the arse.
Kent Brockman reports on the outage with the help of city employees holding up lanterns. How the cameras are running is anyone's guess. Brockman describes old Springfield patriots dumping beer deliveries dressed as Native Americans, unfortunately including Pooh in an overtly American Indian outfit, preventing New Springfields from getting their booze.
Is this why we canceled a Pooh because of cultural appropriation?
I think so, yeah.
Sorry, Pooh, you can't do that.
Yeah.
Anyway, Homer shows his disdain for those rich, snobby Indians, I'm just quoting what he said, by turning off the water to Old Springfield. Lenny helps, Lenny White, saying that there's nothing like revenge for getting back at people. Carl Black, who's also lending a hand, prefers vengeance. So without water, the wealthy half may be in trouble. Until they discover what was underneath that water.
They've got us now. Without water, we're doomed.
Wait a minute. What's that gold-colored substance in the riverbed? Why, that's gold.
We're slightly richer.
With the money made from the gold, old Springfield was able to buy the Evian water factory and fly it over here from France.
Oh!
Thanks, Mayor Simpson. Because of you, we're all taking golden showers.
What? We can't go on fighting with old Springfield. These people are our neighbors. We see them every day.
You're right. We've got to block them from our sight with a giant wall.
Like the one in Berlin?
Good idea. We should call the guys they used.
Homer.
It's ringing.
There's a lot about that clip that I like. Again, recalling back Lemon of Troy. What's that gold-colored thing over there? Oh, it's gold, much like that. What's that lemon-shaped rock over there? But also that there's gold prospectors, like 49ers, on the rich side of town. That's very funny. Also, I think it's interesting that Krabappel and Skinner are on the rich side of town when teachers historically make very little. I don't know.
I think it's because maybe you could see Agnes being on the rich side of town, and she's probably at this point they're together, so maybe she's like kind of hanging out with Skinner and Agnes at their house.
That makes sense. And I think also maybe like the fact that they're like college educated might be like, yeah.
I think that's the point too. Yeah, like you're saying, like it's the educated and rich on that side.
Mm-hmm.
I also love when Kim Brockman, says something funny, and then the news crew behind always laugh at him.
Yeah, and he says, "We'll all be taking golden showers."
So 3 days later, with the help of Fat Tony and his lowball construction company, Homer presents his amazing wall made of 90% recycled material, including the mall angel skeleton from season 9's Lisa the Skeptic, And Lisa is conflicted by all this, but Bart is entertained by his yo-yo.
Homer reminds the good people of New Springfield that they stayed with him despite the total lack of hospitals and schools, not to mention a sewage nightmare that will most likely consume them all. Carl asks where their food will come from, causing the others to wonder the same as well. Homer assures them that they have plenty of supplies to get them through the following day.
So he adds that a wave of disease will most likely thin out the numbers, but people and that badger start climbing up to the other side. Homer asks that they at least wait until he's finished his speech. So they agree to listen, but when he begins to list which dog breeds are edible, they continue their ascent, leaving the Simpsons as the sole residents of New Springfield. Them and the tumbleweeds. Well, just then, though, Steve, a tumbleweed rolls up and hops over the wall.
Tumbleweed jokes are evergreen funny to me. Old Springfield is flourishing while Homer is left to be the mayor of a ghost town. Homer's angered by the so-called traders who couldn't withstand a single lousy famine. As he complains, he punches the display window of a deli and grabs a string of sausages. And Lisa points out that Homer's bleeding, but luckily he punches through the window of a pharmacy to grab some bandages.
The punching of windows is great. Homer is sure that the rats will come crawling back, especially since the Who are playing New Springfield that night. Lisa points out they are actually performing in Old Springfield. Well, Bart wonders if they could convince the band to play on their side. Homer thinks that could be possible with some liquid persuasion.
Oh. So Homer steps by the store, just chloroform, and smashes the window of that and takes a bottle. This is so good. Pleased with his plan, Homer kisses the bottle and passes out. So Bart slaps him awake, and they head to the Hotel Pillow Mint to see the Who.
Can I help you?
Dad, the chloroform.
Huh? All right. I'll give you this bottle of chloroform if you'll take us to the Who.
No.
Oh, so you want to see the Who, huh? Well, I'll take you to the Who. Here's your Who.
I thought we fired that guard.
Oh, yeah, right. I got fired by the Who. Whatever you say, pal. Wacko.
Wow, the Who. Woo! Rock and roll!
What the hell are you doing?
Duh. Trash in the hotel room.
But we promised the desk clerk we'd be good. Yeah, we don't want to lose our pool privileges.
Whatever. The point is, I'm Homer Simpson.
The mayor of New Springfield?
That's right.
The crazy mayor of New Springfield?
That's right. And I implore you to move your concert to our town. Don't play Old Springfield, or, as it is sometimes known, Sun City.
I love, they've done the joke before of where you think it's going with the chloroform, and that he's going to, chloroform the gouge, but he's like, just, here, have this bottle. It's much like when Homer's buys all those balloons, like, I hope this works, because he wants to float up, but then offers the cherry picker the balloons to use the cherry picker. But I love the guard in this because, oh, you want to see the Who? Well, there they are. Like, it's not expected, and that's what makes it funny. But I also thought if you were, like, at a job and you were getting fired, and your boss says, I'm sorry, but you're fired. Like, oh, yeah, you're firing me? That's funny. That's rich. Whatever. And just walk away. Like, it's a good strategy. Try it.
I think I might tomorrow.
Yeah, you might actually try.
So, also in that clip, we got introduced to the band The Who. Well, most of The Who. Obviously, Keith Moon has been long dead, so they have some drummer who they don't really reference. And then we have, John Entwistle, the bass player, and we have Roger Daltrey, the singer. And then we have Pete Townsend, but not really, because... So, when they made the Yellow Submarine movie, the animated movie, The Who were in it, and Pete Townsend didn't want to be in it, so they used his brother. And he just thought that's the way the cartoons worked. So he didn't want to do voices for the show. So the voice of Pete Townsend's character is played by his brother for reasons.
Wow, that's weird.
It's just really weird. Also, Homer referring to Old Springfield as Sun City is, of course, a reference to the Sun City Resort in South Africa, which there's a campaign for artists not to play that because of apartheid and the horrible things going on in South Africa. And there was a song called I Won't Play Sun City, led by Stephen Van Zandt, and it features the Ramones and a bunch of other bands. So that's why he said Sun City.
Isn't there some sort of controversy with Roger Daltrey? Or am I thinking of someone else?
I don't know. I know Pete Townsend had his pornography issues.
Oh, is that who I'm thinking of? Because
I think
he had like child porn, right?
Right, but it was for a book that he is going to use to masturbate with.
Jesus. Yeah, no, Roger Daltrey is anti-woke generation. He denounced the Me Too movement in 2017 or 16.
Really? So he cares about his generation, but not...
Supporter of the British Labour Party, previously a supporter of the British Labour Party. 2017, he said that a dead dog could have defeated Hillary Clinton in 2016. Denounced the Me Too movement, saying, I find this whole thing so obnoxious. It's always allegations, and it's just salacious crap. He has an allergy to cannabis.
Sure.
No wonder he's an asshole.
Yeah.
All right. That's all I want to know.
I used to like the Who, but now I won't get fooled again.
So Roger Daltrey argues that they made a handshake agreement with the concert promoter, which is a sacred bond, but Homer wants to know what happened to the angry, defiant Who of my generation. Won't get fooled again, and Mama's got a squeeze box. After the band acknowledges their own catalog, Homer suggests that Old Springfield will make them conform and wear furry shirts like Keith Partridge, and discussed by the band. No, not that one, Steve. As a Who huddle, they agree to play New Springfield. So at Old Springfield Arena, the crowd awaits. The show sponsored by Lemon Pledge.
I opened for the Who at Woodstock. I came out in a Beatle wig with a ukulele. Hendrix said he almost plotzed. His exact words.
Oh, I never tire of that story.
Smithers, why did you iron a crease in these dungarees? I look like a square.
That crease is in your leg, sir.
So it is. Yes.
Not like the Who to be tardy. I'm worried.
What's that?
Yeah, 'tis the Who. By my reckoning, they're in the scurvy depths of New Springfield. Homer stole our rock performance. That fat, dumb, and bald guy sure plays some real hardball.
Who's ready to riot?
Moe's line, though, about him being the dumb bald guy. Very funny.
I remember that as being a trailer moment, like the commercial coming on, and that was such like next week on The Simpsons, and like that being in the trailer. I swear it was, just because it's such a, you got to do some sort of line like that, kind of a Kynoch in a way.
That's a good line, yeah. So the Who began to perform for all of the residents of New Springfield, the members of the Simpsons family. When Roger Daltrey asks the audience how they're doing, Marge complains that it's a little chilly, so Roger swings his microphone, hitting Marge in the head. Pete Townsend, or his brother, were expecting a large crowd, but Homer assures the band that once Old Springfield sees them, they'll realize that what they're missing out on.
I love the animation of Marge getting up to still unconscious.
Yeah, and there's a deleted scene in the DVD that when the microphone hits, when Marge says it's a little chilly, Roger Daltrey says, "Shut the fuck up, Marge," before hitting her with the microphone. So that's funny.
I have the DVD. I didn't. Now I have to look at that. That's hilarious.
How you doing out there, New Springfield?
To be honest, it's a little chilly. Ow!
Shut the fuck up, Marge.
Oh, that's funny. They should have kept that in. When you are aggressive with someone like that over something silly, I served you a cup of coffee. I'm like, how is it? And you're like, it's a little lukewarm. I'd be like, shut the fuck up, Steve. How funny is that?
It's hilarious, yeah.
Homer then presents a requested playlist containing a number of Grand Funk Railroad songs, which I think is funny because I think he's always talked about how he likes GFR.
Yeah, he's a big fan.
So John Entwistle says that they don't know Pac-Man Fever, but Homer argues that it plays itself, and Homer then does his rendition, wearing a mop from a wig he just saw from the garbage pile wall. And so in this clip, Old Springfield confronts New Springfield.
Give us back our concert, Simpson. So, New Springfield's looking pretty good now, isn't it? With our ample parking and daily Who concerts.
Daily?
We'll talk.
Yeah, all right, enough chit-chat. Let's see how you like flaming garbage.
You hit the tire fire. You'll have to do... Ow! Oh, why me? Oh!
Oh, please. What's all this fighting about?
Apparently, they have two different area codes.
Well, I'll be chuggered. That's the sticky wicket? Why not just buy telephones with auto ring up? Or as you Yanks call it, speed dial.
Good idea.
Radio Shack has some great ones.
Says you.
Magic Bus!
Yeah, Magic Bus!
Okay, we'll play Magic Bus if you tear down this wall.
Pinball Wizard!
Oh, hell, I'll do it myself.
Now, at this point in the show, I think we should really explain what phone lines and Radio Shack and auto dialers are.
Yeah, there's a lot of things like, I don't even think the concept of an area code is really relevant anymore. I mean, I know that they exist, but like, do people know phone numbers?
Do you have, besides your own number, like your wife's phone number memorized?
Yes, because of grocery stores and discount numbers. Yeah.
It's like, okay, she probably has a membership to this, store, whatever. So, yep. I mean, do you still remember like your childhood phone numbers?
I remember my childhood phone number, and I think that's about it.
I think I remember, of course, my childhood phone number because it's my dad's number still. So it's, not. And I think I remember one of our friends' phone numbers when we grew up, but I don't think I remember yours.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember
like
yours.
When you were a kid.
Right. I don't remember it, and yeah.
But it's good. I encourage people to memorize people's phone numbers. You'll need it when you get arrested.
Yes. It's good to know phone numbers for that occasion, yeah. Also, learn how to aim a gun, just for fun.
And not for fun, for protection. See?
Right,
okay.
Of course, yeah.
Anyway, so Pete turns his amp past 10, so they're obviously missing that Spinal Tap joke, but, that's for Spinal Tap for the 11, and says it's uh-oh. So with the powerful strum of the opening note to Won't Get Fooled Again, and as once a great president said, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, won't get fooled again. The wall crumbled to pieces, and then the town was reunited as one again. So Homer tells Marge that her insane experiment is finally over. Stupid fucking Marge and her stupid fucking insane experiment.
Shut the fuck up, Marge.
Marge argues that it was all Homer's idea, but then Homer uses chloroform to make her woozy, and then dances with her lifeless body. And that's, sure, funny then, but nope, you can't do that now, Homer.
Right.
Bad Homer. But maybe Marge deserved it because she's fucking ruined everything with Springfield.
Mm-hmm.
So the rest of the town rocks out, and in the hills, those pesky badgers plan their revenge while the people are busy dancing. And Steve, that is the episode.
Wow.
All right, Steve, I need to take a break, come back, and I just want to applaud you and myself, particularly for not making a who joke, like a who's on first joke in this episode.
Yeah, we did good. I'm glad that I'm part of that. Yeah.
All right. Well, I want you to take a break, think about how proud you are, and come back and we'll wrap it up. How about that?
Sounds great.
We'll be right back. All right, we are back. Steve, let's wrap up this week's episode, A Tale of Two Springfields. We'll talk about some of our favorite jokes, maybe find a most valuable jokester, give a review, find out what we're watching next week. But before all of that, we like to find something from this episode that could be turned into a present, or gifts as they're called, to our co-hosts. And Steve, just like every week, I find a plethora of things that you may enjoy. So let's start off with getting you your own suit of dynamite so you can do whatever you want with that. Just stay away from me.
It's a gift for everybody.
Also, my good pals Jimbo, Kearney, and Dolph gave me a 10-year-old boy's shorts that are blue. So I think these are parts. I hope they're parts. There you go.
Ooh.
And through the rubble of old Springfield's wall there, I got the Simpsons old, the Almanac giant head statue.
Yes, I was going to mention that. Good call.
Yeah, a great callback. So you can also have that and put that in your foyer.
Oh, sure.
Here's a bottle of chloroform. You know what to do with that.
Oh, right.
Also, I splurged a little and took out a loan and got you 2 rolls of Henderson's toilet paper. And finally, this is a tough one because I really wanted to keep it. You know, sometimes you get gifts for someone. They're like, you know what? I like this more than they would. But you know what? It's the sentiment that's there for gift giving. And I will give you the screen used from this episode, John Entwistle's skull suit that he's wearing.
That is very cool.
Yeah, it's a nice piece of clothing, Steve. So enjoy that suit and wear it to all your suit needs. Oh, and one more gift. We didn't make the joke in the podcast, but I'm going to make it here, and I hope you remember how to do the punchline. So, there you go. There's a box of animals, new pets for you. They are badgers.
Badgers? I don't need any stinking badgers.
All right, that's going to do it for the gifts for you, Steve.
That's very nice of you, Craig, and I like all those gifts, and I got you some stuff, too. While I didn't get you any Henderson's toilet paper because I'm not made of money, I did get you a 2-liter of root beer and a bunch of bananas. I also got you a string of sausages and some bandages, although I will need to borrow some of those bandages because my hand is cut up from breaking the glass to get those 2 items. And I got you a novelty flying disc, but I did get you a Whammo brand whoopee cushion, not one of those knockoff poo-poo cushions like I used to have. And most importantly, I got you a rare LP signed by the band of the Hillbilly Bugger Boys.
What about the Hillbilly Burger Boys?
I can't give you your own band/food cart.
LP is what the ladies call me.
Long penis?
Hey, you said it, not me. All right. Steve, what made you laugh in this episode?
Oh, boy.
That's Hey Boy.
Yeah, his brother, oh boy. The Badger bit in the beginning is just so funny. I love how goofy and cartoony it was, and it's great to hear Frank Welker do his cartoony voice. I love Homer's frustration at the tone, telling him that he needs a new area code. I love Lindsay Nagel presenting the people of Springfield with dumbed-down versions, saying that their concerns are idiotic. I love the bodyguard for The Who being, oh, you want to see The Who, do you? And then he goes on to show them. I love the chloroform jokes, even the problematic ones. I love Homer fantasizing about being the mayor as being the rifleman. There was just so much funny in this episode. It's like one of those where every moment there's a joke. I don't know if this is a cop-out, but I'm going to give my MVJ to John Swartzwelder because this is a very Swartzweldian episode, and I think that it highlights what makes his stuff so great. Even in, like, this is season 12, which is still fairly early on, it still feels very golden to me, but, you know, like, even Sid and Marty, or not Sid and Marty, Bill and Marty, not the Crofts, but the DJs from KBBL doing the Joan Collins bit, and everybody just being like, yeah, she really likes to sleep around, having, Austin Powers in there. Just, it's all really funny, and I think that it just captures what makes
America great again.
Exactly, and it's because they built that wall, and the rest. What about you, Craig?
I agree with like everything you said, and so I don't want to keep saying all the same jokes that you said, but I liked as well because it's just joke after joke. One thing that I will mention is I like the animation continuity. I like how the Badger is present throughout the episode. And I brought this up in the podcast when Phony McRinging was introducing the town of Springfield, and there was the voiceover saying your town when it should have been someone actually saying Springfield rather than your town. I think that's just hilarious. Bart losing his shorts and the continuity of that. Yeah, it's just Swartzwelder after Swartzwelder, just like you said. Steve, you kind of said everything you liked, and it's kind of obvious that you like this episode. So I don't really want to say, what did you think of this episode? Because I think we all know we're listening. We feel the same way, but you have to give us a ranking. What are you going to rank this out of?
Yeah, I just, I'm a fan of this episode. It's funny. It's a watch. You should watch it. And if I had to give it a numerical ranking, The Who, they're a famous band, and they've been famous for a number of things, but I think most recently for performing the songs for the CSI series and all of its spin-offs, for which there have been 5. So out of CSI to CSI Cyber, I give this a CSI Vegas.
CSI Vegas. I think that was the original CSI show. Great score, Steve. Yeah, I suppose I'll give my score for this episode. Speaking of Swartzwelder, besides The Simpsons, he wrote on a little show that's still on the air, much like The Simpsons, called Saturday Night Live for the 11th season. He was credited with 18 episodes, so season 11, I don't remember the year. I think it's probably a decent year. look, the season premiere opener was, of course, Madonna with Simple Minds. And it ended, of course, with Angelica Houston, Billy Martin, George Clinton, and Parliament Funkadelic. That sounds like a great one. But, this episode to me is probably the season 11, episode 13. George Wendt and Francis Ford Coppola with Philip Glass.
I'd like to think that George Wendt is the musical guest and Philip Glass is the host.
That's funny thinking of George Wendt playing the piano instead of Philip Glass. Steve, again, with Swartzwelder. Again, amazing episode. We love it. And I'm looking at the calendar and the way we do our Patreon. I'm sorry, we're going to be talking about the Patreon for a second because we like to say what our Patreon episode is going to be. And the Patreon this week, well, we usually have 4 episodes planned for a month because usually there's 4 weeks in a month. But sometimes when the episode drops, we get an extra day. And like January, we're going to have an extra day. So we thought during these times that we would pull an audible and just do an episode that is related to this. And that's, of course, Swartzwelder. I did mention that he wrote on SNL and, of course, The Simpsons. But Steve brought up off the pod about this pilot that he wrote that never got picked up. But we can watch it. Steve, let us know what we're going to be watching for the Patreon this week.
Yes. So in 1996, John Swartzwelder wrote a script for a live-action comedy western to air on the Fox network called Pistol Pete. And it never aired on TV, or if it did, it only aired once. But thanks to the internet, it is available both on the John Swartzwelder website via Vimeo, but it's also on YouTube, both for free. Quality is okay, and I think it'd be a lot of fun to check that out. I've watched it a long time ago, and I barely remember it, so it'd be fun to revisit it, and it'd be really fun to talk about it. So I look forward to experiencing it with you, Craig.
And I look forward to experiencing it with you and our Patreon listeners. And hey, if you're not a Patreon listener, sign up today, patreon.com/AnnoyedGruntBoys for $5 a month, and you too can listen to us talk about Pistol Pete and many other exclusive podcasts that we've recorded for our Patreon listeners. But if you're not a Patreon listener, don't fret because we're coming back next week with a new episode of the 138th Simpsons podcast. All right, Steve, let's pull out the old wheel of random to find out what season and episode we are watching.
All right, here we go.
We have season 28.
Season 28.
All right, let's find out what episode we are watching. All right, looks like it's episode 2.
Season 28, episode 2.
All right, Steve, what do you think the title of this episode is?
Well, this one was called A Tale of Two Springfields, which is, of course, a take on Charles Dickens' classic. And, maybe they'll keep up with that trend. And so this one will be called Dovid Copperfield.
You mean Annoyed Grunter Field?
Yes.
Oh, sadly, as much as I love it, you are wrong.
Aw, bummer.
Here is the actual episode. It's entitled Friends and Family. It's like one of the most boring, plain, simple, non-punny title ever. What do you think it's about?
Yeah, it's funny. After watching this episode, I can only think, when do I hear the term friends and family? And I just think about to the time when long distance was a thing. And it, you would call your friends and family after 5 p.m. So I'm going to say that even though this is season 28, the Simpsons get a new long distance plan. And they accidentally call Japan and Australia and all the places they've been to. And it's like a clip show where they reconnect with all the places that the Simpsons have visited through the years via phone. And so, they talk to the Japanese game show. They talk to that one guy in Australia. They talk to China. They talk to the Safari in the Simpsons Africa. They talk to Brazil, and the rest.
It does sound like a great idea for a clip episode.
I think it'd just be fun to catch up on people, see how they're doing.
But they don't do clip episodes anymore, even in the year of season 28, which was the year 2016. And The story goes like this. Mr. Burns hires the Simpsons to play his live in virtual reality family. Meanwhile, Homer befriends his beer-swelling neighbor, Julia, played by the ever lovely and talented Allison Janney.
The Jackal herself.
Steve is, of course, referring to Allison Janney's character from The West Wing, C.J. Craig. And there was an episode where she performed a song called The Jackal by Ronnie Jordan. And it was like this whole thing in the episode where everyone in The West Wing, like the staff, was so excited because CJ was going to perform this lip sync. I think it was a lip sync to this song. And the whole episode, they're touting it as like the greatest thing of all time. The greatest thing since President Bartlett fell off his bike in the very first episode of the series. But when you watch it as a viewer, I think it's probably up there with the most cringiest thing ever. And I think even though it has nothing to do with the episode that we're watching next week, but the fact that Allison Janney has a voice on The Simpsons, I think we're going to treat our listeners to her performance. Even though, is it lip sync? I don't know. We're going to find out next week.
Cannot wait for our listeners to experience all the joy that is The Jackal.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for this week, folks. Thanks again for listening. And hey, contact us. Let us know things that we need to know by emailing us at 138simpsons@gmail.com. Or you can contact us on social medias like YouTube or Instagram at 138simpsons.
And hey, if you're so kind, go to your podcatching app, leave us 5 stars or the equivalent, but you don't need to write a real review. Just tell us your area code.
Don't forget to check out our TeePublic site, tpublic.com/user/AnnoyedGruntBoys for some Annoyed Grunt Boy merch. All right, well, for this week, I've been Annoyed Grunt Boy Craig.
And I've been Annoyed Grunt Boy Steve.
And remember, are you stupider than a monkey?
Badger my ass. It's probably Millhouse.
A mattress? Uh-oh, Joan Collins must be in town.
Shut the fuck up, Marge.